Hi everyone, today I'm making country style apple pie. So let's take a look at the ingredients you'll need to make yourself some apple pie. You'll need 3 cups of plain flour, 250 grams of unsalted butter, 6 tablespoons of chilled water, 2 egg yolks separated, 6 tablespoons of white sugar and some extra on the side, a can of apple pie fruit, and a container of canola cooking spray, and some uncooked rice for blind baking. Now it comes time for cooking. Obviously the most important thing in baking is to make sure our oven's nice and warm, so we're going to preheat it to about 200 degrees. We're going to get our plain flour and our butter in a bowl, and basically with the butter we want to make sure it's in nice sort of square chunks because you'll be mixing it by hand in a second. Add it to your bowl of flour, add it all in, lots of butter, add some more flour on top, make sure you've got your whole 3 cups, put your white sugar in. We want about 6 tablespoons in total. Now with your egg yolk, unless you have an egg separator, you're going to have to do it the hard way and separate by hand. I sort of crack the shell in half and sort of have a bit of a to and fro game between them. Try not to get any yolk in there. Yeah, there we go. Tricky sucker. Then we're going to add some water. Now the tablespoons of water, we want to stir it into the egg yolk, make sure it's in sort of a nice creamy mix, and we're going to pour that straight into the flour and butter and sugar mix. Then here comes the messy bit. You want to stir it with a wooden spoon at first, but it's not real baking unless you get your hands dirty. So it's time to knead in there and mix it all around until you get what looks like sort of a soft dough. Next bit's pretty important. We want to make sure our work surface is covered in flour and our rolling pin. We want to roll out our dough nice into a sort of a circle. Try and find a dinner plate in your cupboard that sort of looks the same size as your pie dish. Roll it out, and then we're going to use that plate as a template to cut our pie lid and our pie base. Now obviously you have made a double quantity here, so it's best to ensure that you've got your mix separated out so you've got enough for your top and your base. You need 2 quantities. Then we're going to grease our pie dish using some cooking spray. You can use butter if you like, I just go the lower fat option, and we press our base in. We're going to get some baking paper, then pour some uncooked rice in there, and that's basically so we can blind bake the case. We're going to blind bake it for 10 minutes, then remove the paper and bake it again. Now I'm cheating here, I'm not making my own filling, I am using pie fruit because quite simply it's easier. I'm going to spoon the pie mix into our cooked base until it's nice and patted in there, and you can see the lovely fresh apples. Canned pie fruit is one of the best things and probably the best cheats you can use in this. Then we want to get our next lot of dough, which is our top, and we want to pat it out on top of the pie and make sure it's all fully firm down there. Now you want to try and seal the edges as best you can, so you're really patting it in there, and that kind of gives it that rustic appeal a bit more. Now I had some leftover dough, so what I did was cut some leaves out of it, a bit fancy. I'm going to get those leaves and I'm going to just place them on top. Then we're going to get some sprinkled sugar, that remaining sugar you have there, and just make sure it's evenly coated on top. Looks lovely. You can eat it right then, but don't because the top is raw. Pop it into the oven, which is nice and warm by now, and then we're baking it for 30 minutes or until golden brown, and voila! Here is the country style apple pie in its glory. Nice big slice there. Now I have to serve it with some vanilla custard or some ice cream, and if you've got them handy, maybe some fresh apples or some fresh raspberries, always go down a treat. That's my country style apple pie. I'm Adam, thanks very much for watching, and you can catch me on Twitter, twitter.com/RUAdam.